Hey everybody, it's Greg. So after I made the last video on stimulus checks, I had some questions in the comments section and I'd like to address some of them right now. So in this video, I am going to knock out some of those questions as well as explain more on the stimulus checks and when you can expect to get them. I'll also be talking about if there's anything you can do to speed the process along. So one of the main questions I got is, will the stimulus check affect my 2020 tax return? Really what I think you mean by that is, will I get less of a return if I take the stimulus check now, or will my return stay the same? The short answer is no, it will not affect your 2020 tax return. And that's because this is an additional tax credit that the government has implemented because of this virus. So when you actually go to file your 2020 taxes, that's done in early 2021, you'll still be able to take all of the credits that you normally take. So this tax credit is an advanced refund, so you'll be getting that money now instead of waiting till 2021. It's an advanced refund of a refundable tax credit. And because it's a refundable tax credit, that means you do not have to pay it back unless you go over your income thresholds. If you want to see more information on the income thresholds, questions like what if I have a kid in 2020 and what to do with your stimulus check, how to spend it, I'll put a link in the description for the first video that I made on stimulus checks. All right, just like I said, it's a refundable tax credit, so you are not going to have to pay that money back, and you're not going to get a smaller return in the future because you took this tax credit. Really what the government is trying to accomplish with this is to stimulate the economy, and they'll do that by sending you money now in hopes that you will go and spend it at businesses, and then those businesses have more money to go and spend at other businesses, and it kind of multiplies, as explained in my other video. Because this is a refundable tax credit, it's not going to cap other tax credits. So tax credits work, well, they will reduce your income to zero, and if it's non-refundable, it'll stop there. But if it's a refundable tax credit like this one is, it'll even reduce your taxes below zero, and anything below zero the federal government will give to you. So you'll still take all of your regular tax credits, like child tax credit, if you qualify for the earned income tax credit, and other tax credits, you'll be able to take those, and then this one on top of that. And you'll do this all on your 2020 taxes, but right now you are going to receive the money for this refundable tax credit so that you have money to go and try and stimulate the economy. All right, so the last thing I want to have happen is you file your 2020 taxes in 2021, and you're like, oh my goodness, my return's smaller, like Greg was wrong, he led me astray. Just remember, there is a lot of things that impact tax returns. So your income level, how much you have withheld from your check, if you have any self-employment income, because that's tax, you'll have Social Security and Medicare tax on that. So there's a lot of things that impact it. So if you do see a difference in your tax return, look at those other factors. All right, if you found this information in the video useful so far, please hit the like button. That tells YouTube to tell the world that this is useful information. All right, let's go on to another question. So when can I expect my stimulus check? I've read many different things on this, and there is a lot of different timetables that get thrown out in the media. One of the biggest ones is as soon as possible, which in my opinion is extremely vague. This is a monumental task, sending stimulus checks to well over 60 million people, some estimates are saying. 60 million people, that is a lot of envelopes to lick. All right, Larry Kudlow, the director of the U.S. Economic Council, said the following. He said the checks from the Treasury and the IRS are likely to start going out this week or possibly next week. When he says this, it is for people who have direct deposit information with the IRS. Really, getting your direct deposit information with the IRS is as simple as filing your 2019 taxes when you have a tax return and requesting that return to be direct deposited into your account. And if you haven't filed your 2019 taxes, but you did file your 2018 taxes, if you use that bank information, then the IRS will use that to send your stimulus check. If when you filed your 2019 taxes or your 2018 taxes, like I said, if 2019 hasn't been filed yet, and you paid your taxes with a paper check, or if you said, I want to receive my tax return with a paper check, then that is what the federal government is going to use to send you your stimulus check. Some reports out there say that if you want a paper check, it is going to take way longer. So they might not even start sending out paper checks until May. However, there is hope in this matter. The IRS website says that in the coming weeks, they are hoping to have a portal open on their website that you can go and put your direct deposit information in, and that way the IRS has it and they will send you your stimulus check via direct deposit. Obviously, this is in hopes to send out money quicker. People get their stimulus checks quicker and they will be able to go and spend that money and stimulate the economy. All right, another big question out there is, what if I haven't filed a tax return for 2018 or 2019? There's a few instances where you do not have to file a tax return, and some of those are like if you're a Social Security recipient and that's the only income that you have, or another one is if you just don't have income levels high enough, the IRS just says, hey, you don't make enough, don't worry about paying taxes. So if you do get a Social Security benefit and you have your direct deposit information with the IRS, they will actually use that to send your stimulus check. If you do not file a tax return because you do not meet income limits, then it's a little bit different. Obviously, you still qualify for the stimulus check, but to be able to get that, you're going to have to file a very simple tax return. So that way the IRS has your information on file and they are able to send you a stimulus check. You can do this anytime during the year. The IRS is going to stop sending stimulus checks by December 31st, 2020. Which makes sense because, they're just doing an advance payment of a 2020 credit that you're going to take on those taxes. So the advancement's only going to happen during 2020. If you don't make it by then when you file your 2020 taxes in early of 2021, then you'll take the credit and you'll get your tax return. But at that point, it is just going to come with your regular tax return in early 2021. This whole process is going to take time because they are sending stimulus checks out to a large amount of people. So to recap, if you do not have direct deposit information with the IRS, utilize that portal when it becomes active. Hopefully it'll become active pretty soon. If you guys have any more questions, please leave one in the comment section. I'll be able to address it in a future video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and I will keep the content flowing.